Are we live? I think live. I think we're on. Hello? Is anybody there? I'm all alone in this big bad world. I'm actually not. It's saying that there's someone there. I just don't know who it is. Well, hello. Hello. Welcome to Wednesday. Woo woo Wednesday, eh? Hey, Alex. So nice to see you. My schedule has been totally wonky, so I've not been able to have consistency, but I should be rather consistent for a while, at least until I think January. Might have some stuff sprinkled in here and there. I don't know. Hey, it's been so long. I know, Alex, right? So happy you're staying super busy. Yes. Hey, Colin. So nice to see you. I saw your comment about my buzz cut video that I posted. I did see your comment. I just haven't had a chance to respond, but you're here now. So, hello, fellow buzz cutter. It's grown back a lot, huh? It really has. I got to do a follow-up video because I've had some interesting experiences. Hey, Eureka, your reading Wednesdays are back. Yeah, I mean, for however long they are back. I'm very grateful that I have been busy. So that's a good thing, but I have missed you guys. So that's a bad thing. Well, it's not bad, but I missed you guys and I'm happy to be back. And I'm curious to see and hear how everyone is doing. So we'll see who actually joins us. I have Miss Chelsea here. Chelsea, you want to say hi to everybody? Whoops. Chelsea oftentimes joins me. She's just kind of hanging out. I don't know if you guys have been, I know Eureka's been there. If any of you guys join me on Friday nights for meditation where we connect to our higher soul. But Friday nights, there's that at 5 p.m. California time. Hey, Christina. So nice to see you. Hi. I'm so glad the gang's all here, right? How's everybody doing? How's it going? Right? Because there's so much happening. Whose soul is evolving? Raise your hand. Is that, oh my gosh, I can't read that. GD. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope all is well. Well, hi there, GD. I'm doing well. And yes, all is well, thankfully. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Tulio, nice to see you. Oh, you're a new subscriber. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. So Wednesdays we hang out. We do Q&As. If anybody has personal questions, I take super chats for those. But otherwise, general questions about the collective or just spirituality in general, please feel free to ask those. I answer what I know and what I'm capable of. So there's that. Let's see. Alex says my soul is stuck in transition. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. You're welcome, Tulio. I hear you. So I don't know that okay, right? Did you guys understand that? I hope so. So everybody wants to heal, right? Everybody's talking about healing and healing through this and healing through that. But the only way healing can happen is through transformation, right? So what are we transforming, right? We are transforming consciousness. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is energy that has intelligence, right? So when we're shifting perspectives, that means we're shifting consciousnesses. It's a big word. Alex says these past few months have been moving quickly, but also annoyingly slow at the same time. Yeah, that's the time distortion that's going on. So we have the third dimension of physical reality known as the material world. The fourth dimension has time, and the fifth dimension has nothing and everything all at the same time. So there's nothing physical or tangible. There's no thing, there's no body, there's no place, there's no time, and there's no space between things. That's the fifth dimension of reality, also known as the quantum field, the void, and whatever else you want to call it. So when we humans are experiencing time distortion, it's because our consciousness is shifting, because dimensions are consciousness. I know, right? So a dimension is not an actual physical place where you go to, it's a consciousness. So it's an awareness. That's what consciousness is. It's awareness, which is energy with intelligence. Alex is saying, I need the fourth dimension to add extra 6 hours to each day. LOL. I need more productivity time. Okay, hold on. Let me write that. Let me write in that request. That's for Alex. I hear you. I hear you. So what's happening when you're having time distortion is that your consciousness is expanding. You're going beyond the energetic frequencies of the third dimension of reality, which is length, width, and height. Right? And so when you're having challenges with time, it's either moving too slow or too fast. It's not necessarily a challenge. Let's just call it an experience. Your consciousness is shifting and changing perspectives. And that's where transformation happens, is through the transformation of consciousness. Because once you know something, you can't unknow it. You can unlearn the behaviors and the actions of what is known, but you can't unknow something. Yes. So yeah, a lot of times I experience time distortion, and I know you guys have too. You know, you think it's Thursday, but it's really Monday. Or if you ever found yourself saying, God, today feels like a Saturday and it's a Wednesday, time distortion, right? So it's just a consciousness of expansion. Your energy has shifted out of its normal frequency, and therefore you're receiving, the brain is processing through light waves different data and information, which is what is stored on those light waves. So the brain is processing information differently through the human senses. That's the physical reality, right? Hey, Matthew. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your nephew. So, it's hard to say, well, where did he go? See, that's the thing, is they don't go, you don't really go anywhere. There's just a disconnection of power, if you want to call it, from the body, because you don't really go anywhere because you're always the soul, right? And the soul has a human body, which was your nephew. But your soul accomplished its mission, or your nephew's soul accomplished its mission for this incarnation. And so it needed to leave. And so where it went to was a different level of consciousness. So you can call that God, you can call that source, you can call that heaven. It's just a different energetic frequency. So when we depart or detach from the body, our frequency is super high because there's no physicality to it. Low vibrational frequencies, low energy, those waves move a lot slower, and they're typically more tangible, more physical. And of course, there are ranges and degrees, right? Because let's look at emotions, right? Even on emotions, there's a scale of degrees. The lower vibrational frequencies can be felt in the body, right? Or has some sort of manifestation in the body. So it's lower, it's closer to the body because they're slower moving waves. And the higher vibrational frequencies, you don't feel it in the body, right? So it's the same thing. When we detach or depart from the body, we go into an extremely high frequency where there's no mass, there's no matter, because that physicality is gone. But the consciousness doesn't go anywhere. It's always existing. Hey, Joel, so nice to see you. So it's always existing, which is why we actually are eternal, right? Because it's our essence. And then that incarnates to another body for each lifetime. And so we keep getting humans. But our soul is never ending. We just keep getting humans. And that's because once energy is created, it can never be destroyed. Fundamental basis of energy is once energy is created, it cannot be destroyed. What it can be is transformed. It can be transmuted. It can be alchemized. It can be changed into something else. Perfect example for all of us to understand is an ice cube, right? An ice cube has some sort of physicality to it. It's a certain shape, it's a certain size, has a certain texture, right? But when it melts, it's water. Yes? So it's still those subatomic particles. It's just that they're now moving in different vibrational frequencies. So they're moving in different patterns and at different paces. But it's still the essence. Like an ice cube is still water, and then we could change water into an ice cube. So it's still existent. It's just that it's transformed, it's changed, it's been alchemized into something else, but it's never destroyed. It's still there. Makes sense? Matthew, thank you for explaining that. It feels like there's a lot of trauma and devastation going around lately, making the vibes lower. Yeah. Absolutely. You're right. You're spot on. But why is the trauma happening? I shouldn't say the trauma, but why is the acknowledgement of experiencing or having the trauma happening? That's hey Tulio, I see your message. I'll be with you in just one moment. I do see you. So the reason why it's coming up is so that it can be acknowledged by a consciousness expansion, which means more light coming in from the cosmos, right? And when more light comes in, it breaks down the darkness, right? So then it actually comes in and pushes out the darkness, which is just the absence of spiritual knowledge or spiritual expansion in it. So the light comes in, your consciousness expands, the light comes in, and then it pushes it out or it breaks it down. Yeah, it sounds like it's broken open. Yeah, cracked, broken open so that it can come up and out again. And that's called enlightenment because you become enlightened. You make more space for light to come through. But in order for the light to come through, we also have to push out the darkness. And all the darkness is like the absence of consciousness. Okay. Tulio, can I have a reading or a message? Sure. Thank you for the super chat. I'll pull a card for you. Let's see what we can tell you. All right. I'll be with you guys in just a second. If you do super chat me, there is a priority for you, unless I'm in the middle of a sentence or a thought. But I do give you priority. And there's no minimum or maximum, by the way. It's whatever you choose. It's whatever you choose to donate. It's an energy exchange. I have to shift my consciousness and awareness, which uses my energy to zoom in on you, whereas I'm mostly on the collective, which is why I do it by donation. Okay, Seven of Cups, my friend. All right, Tulio, let's see here. All right, so decision making can be really hard for you. Um, And most likely you're similar to me, which is why you're here. Our energetic frequency. Hi, Susan. Our energetic frequencies are aligned, just like everybody else who's here right now. We're all in the same vibrational frequency in this now moment, which is why we're all magnetizing to each other, which is why we're all here. Okay. Um, so when you're in decision making, so and this could be like this is specifically for Tulio, but if this makes sense to anybody, like if it resonates with you, take this as a message for you as well. There's going to be an opportunity if it's not, it feels very near future. So if it's not very near future, it's in the recent past where you're going to have to make a choice or a decision. And the problem that you have, the challenge, it's not a problem. It's just, it's a gift in disguise, is to learn how not to waste your energy bouncing back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? You need to learn how to be in your authentic resonance. And if everybody can learn this, this was amazing. I've started living my life like this and it has not let me astray yet. Right? So I'm a mad scientist and I like to experiment. So when it comes to choice making for you, you have to listen to what your body is telling you. So you need to learn how to connect to your body so that you can get into resonance. So that the question you should be asking yourself is not, should I do this or should I do that? But how does it make me feel to do this? The other one is, how do I feel to do that? And that's your resonation. But it takes work to be able to get to that point because, especially if you suffer from anxiety, hello, you have to learn how to, because that's really deeply accessing your intuition, right? And you're using your body as what you might call a pendulum. So it's really, Jules says, try to stop worrying about choices. The anxiety is crap. Yeah. So what you want to do is like, how does it feel? That's really where you want to do. And that's what because there's something coming up for you. Like I said, it's going to be very soon. Um, or it's recently happened. And you'll know if you're on the right direction based on how your body is feeling. But that's coming up for you. Um, And I feel like there's an emotional attachment to the choice, which is what's keeping you in your head. I've worked with Jules, so she knows this. The more we're in our head, the less we are, the more further away from the truth that we are. So you need to learn how to get out of your head and stop ruminating and get into your heart, where your heart field is where the authenticity and the truth lives. Because there's going to be, if it hasn't happened yet, there's going to be a big decision. There's going to be a big emotional attachment to it. It could be financial. It's either financial or career oriented. Now it doesn't feel like, oh, this is a bad thing, but this is what they want you to know, is that you have all the answers. We all have all the answers with us, right? But the anxiety about, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I take this position? Should I not take this position? Should I take this offer? Should I not take that offer? Which company is better? Or which one do I make more money at, or whatever? You have to really go deep within to feel your way to the truth. And you can't do that if you're ruminating or you're sitting in anxiety and like freaking out about it. So you got to calm down because this decision is coming up. And you will never, ultimately, when it comes down to it, we never make the wrong decisions, even if it just takes a bit longer to close that gap from where we are to where we want to be. And that's because we live in a space-time continuum. But something that seems like it might be a bad decision initially could actually turn out to be a good decision. Like, for example, I was, I, I I had a friendship with someone and it was so hard. It was really, really hard. But now I can look back and say, oh my God, I'm so grateful for that relationship, even though it was hard. Ugh, I need to turn off my phone. Sorry. Um, Even though it was hard, like now I can look back and say that was the best thing because I learned so much and now I approach my life differently. Okay. So Tulio, excuse me, I didn't mean to butcher your name. That's the message for you. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the comments here. Uh Tulio is saying I'm very indecisive and I feel like I'm always like I don't know what to do next. It's almost crippling. Yeah, 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 yeah. You might want to work with me one on one. I can help you through that. That's a shameless plug, but yeah. Jules is saying so true. I go back to the notes I've taken with my sessions with Terry, and I find the massive peace in choices and or daily life. See, and that's the thing, and I'm so glad you said that, Jules, because once you learn how to do something and you're shown different techniques or different ways of getting to different feelings, you get to take that with you for the rest of your life, right? So, you're welcome, Tulio. So, whatever we learn, we ingest in our energetic fields and we take with us. And sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative, but ultimately they do get us to where we do need to go, right? So everybody's got a different soul contract, everybody's got different karma, and everybody has a different path or route to their own enlightenment for their own soul. Okay. I'm going to just scooch back here and see if I missed anybody's. Matthew is saying sounds like being broken open. I think you're talking about like when the light comes in and it like breaks down the darkness. So like a crack and then the light comes in. Fabulous. Yes, 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 yes. Uh oh wait, we have another super chat here. Hey Roxanne. Okay, Roxanne has got a question. I want to take a course for teeth whitening, but I don't know if I should right now. I fear that if I start a business that I won't be successful. Well, I mean, that's the main thing right there. Until you tackle that fear, no matter what you do, could potentially be unsuccessful. Um, so, I'm not there's kind of two different questions, or not two different questions, but two different points in there. So I'm only going to answer the teeth whitening because that's a loaded question. That's deep question, right? So I want to take a course for teeth whitening, but I don't know if I should right now. I feel like you can right now. It doesn't matter whether you took it 10 years from now or 5 years. No, that's not true. If you took it 10 years from now, you'd most likely get there faster because you'd be a different person than you are right now. Right now, your identity is I'm a woman who is terrified. I shouldn't say terrified. I'm a woman who is fearful of starting a business because I won't be successful. But in 10 years from now, you may not be that same version of yourself, right? So you could, I mean, if you were to do it right now, I would say do it right now. Like, don't wait because you can learn, evolve, transform, alchemize that fear through this process. The question becomes, am I going to keep up that consistency? And, no matter what, I'm going to keep up and then I'm going to go find my clients and, then I'm going to, have what I need. Um, you can heal your fear of starting a business and being successful while you're doing all of that. You don't have to wait. So, I mean, that's why I'm getting like you could start now or you could do it 10 years from now, you know? But I mean, personally, I think you have to ultimately make your decision. You're not going to have the certainty that you want. You'll never have, no one, it's not just you, no one will ever have the certainty that they want. There's always a risk, right? But without risk, there's also no reward. So, it's a risk, absolutely. But I think you can do it now. You're just going to have to fight your fears as you go through it. That's all. Uh, Megan, Kevin, Bailey. It's Megan. Just popping in to say hi. Hi. Let's see here. Salen. I hope I didn't butcher your name, Salen. I really want to hear from my grandma, but I feel like I can't get any signs from her. Just one sign would be enough for me. I really need her. Well, I mean, don't give up, right? Be consistent with your communication with her, right? Talk to her, continue talking to her, and don't have an expectation of how that sign will show up and when that sign will show up. Now, you can have it's not so much expectation as it is curation of what the sign is. So be in agreement with it, right? Stand behind it. Like I always tell people, what's something that, like, for example, you and your grandma shared, right? And then say, okay, you designate what the indicating communication is or the sign, but you don't have any expectation of when it shows up. You let it go because that's the way energy works. You want it so bad, it's leaving you. So stop wanting it so bad, and she'll probably show up and say hi. And she probably already has. I mean, our loved ones pretty much do already. She probably already has. You're welcome, Roxanne. Hey, Allie. Nice to see you. Yeah. Did everyone have a good Thanksgiving? I didn't think I was going to actually have a Thanksgiving because my mom was like, I don't want to cook. So we're like, okay. And then my brother-in-law was like, hey, Roxanne, I see you. Just one second. I want to finish this thought. My brother-in-law was like, oh, we're not doing Thanksgiving this year. So I was like, I'll run over to Trader Joe's because they have a shit ton of food that's already prepared. My mom won't have to cook. She just puts everything in, make it easy for her. And we actually ended up having a Thanksgiving feast. Yay. Okay, Roxanne, my friend Jessica is pregnant. I was just wondering how the pregnancy will go. I don't anticipate any issues as long as she takes care of herself. Um, And I mean self-care. So it's not just about taking like the prenatal vitamins. It's not, anything like that. It's like, can she step away from people pleasing to take care of herself first? That would be the self-care. So I mean, I feel like it's going to go okay, but it could go easier or better if she took better care of herself, which other people might look at her as if she's being selfish, but that's on them. She's taking care of herself. She's gestating another human. That's not easy. But I think I mean, as of this conversation, if she takes care of herself, and they're also talking about her having fun and being playful, so she can go more towards the positive side, then yeah, she should be okay. Everything should go smoothly. Okay. Hey, Matthew, just give me 1 second. I do see you. So that should be okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Thanks for your important work. You're very welcome, Matthew. Could you briefly contact my nephew to see if he has a message? So I don't do mediumship during these sessions because it's such a private experience. What is your and plus the environment is kind of a little odd. I will try and reach out. I can't spend too much time, but I will try and reach out, and just if you can give me his name at least, then I can kind of hone in on the signal. But I typically don't do mediumship. So if no message comes up, just a heads up, Buttercup. Okay. But send me another message like with his name. Okay. Uh Chris. Okay, Chris. Let me see if I can connect with Chris. This is sound this is interesting because there's a lot of other people who are here too, so I could be contacting their family. That's why this is very difficult. And this is not a this is not a group stage demonstration. So this is why, in case anybody's wondering why I pretty much deny mediumship, is because the environment is just too difficult. And it's a very private setting. Did your nephew Chris, did he have I feel like he would have had muscles, or there's something about his arms, they would have been big and bulgy. Do you understand this? I don't know if you know this. Because this is a person that I feel is stepping through. So if it's not for you, Matthew, anybody else, receive this, but this is not something that I'm doing again, guys. So I have to set a strict boundary with that. But Matthew, do you understand that? The arms feel big in the upper area. So if it's not muscles, it could be swollen. I don't know. I just need to make sure that I'm connecting before I can give you a message. I need to make sure that I'm connecting with him. Okay. So until I hear back from you, I'm gonna talk to Jules here. Hey Jules, it was nice and easy here. You had a good Thanksgiving. Okay, great. Just immediate family since we live so far away. Yeah, very good. Matthew's saying, I don't think that's him. Okay. I mean, I don't have time to usually, again, the mediumship, I go by evidential pieces, is pieces of a puzzle, right? So if you're not going to give me his name, that's fine. There's something about his arms. And if you don't understand that in connection to your nephew, that's fine. If anybody else can take it, that's fine. But I'm not going to spend any more time with this because the environment is really not conducive for one-on-one mediumship on a platform like a live on YouTube. Okay. So, sorry. So Jules was nice and easy, just immediate family since we live so far away. You know what? It's really nice to have immediate family, right? It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Some people have really big immediate families, and some people have teeny weeny immediate families, right? So one of the things I've been kind of doing with my niece and nephew, it's this thing we have now, is like these hot cocoa bombs, right? So we started hey Roxanne, I see you in just a second. Matthew, thanks for trying. You're welcome. I'm sorry, it's just too difficult. I just can't do that. So we do these like hot cocoa bombs, and we started with like around Halloween. There were these pumpkins, and then it turned like the chocolate was like orange, and then the marshmallows come out really, really cute. And so for Thanksgiving, we attempted. Why didn't we do it on Thanksgiving? Oh, they had too much pumpkin pie and pecan pie already. So we didn't do the hot cocoa bombs then. But the intention was, and those were like snowmen. Very cute. Very, very cute. Roxanne, I was just wondering what types of soulmates that we have. You only got that reaction because it's very difficult to explain. I mean, people have this idea of what soulmates are not. In my world, how I operate, and when I'm working with people, and then also through my own personal experience, a soulmate is a person. A soulmate is a teacher, a person, another human that teaches you about your operating system and how it can benefit you to change things up. So, soulmates are people who are sort of like mirrors that reflect you to you through them and their activities and through your relationship. So, what types of soulmates? I mean, I don't know if you can, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question. I can tell you that we've more than one soulmate, and it's not always a romantic connection. Could be a friendship, could be a family member. There's typically a really tight bond and a real tight connection because that's where the pain has to come from, right? There's a heart link connection. Again, doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic and familial. But there has to be that heart link connection. Like there has to be love involved, right? Because otherwise, you don't have the motivation through pain to evolve. So, types, I don't know how to answer your question. I've never even heard of anything like types of soulmates. I've never heard of that. So I don't really know what you're talking about. That's the best way that I can answer your question. I hope that helps. All right, guys. Well, we might just be having a short session today if nobody else has any questions, and that's okay. We are just keeping it short. That is all good. I'm just going to scroll back to make sure I didn't miss anybody, and so that I can acknowledge them. Uh, yeah, I think I got everybody. I definitely got all the super chats. But I think I recognize and acknowledge everybody. I'm so grateful to have you guys here. Wait, Khalid, I didn't see your question. Can you type it in again? Is it a super chat? Because I didn't get notified of that. If it is, where's your question? I'm scrolling back. I don't see you highlighted as a super chat, so I don't think I missed your super chat. No. All right. Maybe, Khalid, if you can just retype your question. Because I don't see it. Oh, I think this is it. So, how can we keep that constant, good, high vibration that keeps us feeling good? Is that the question? Let me just make sure. No, it wasn't a super chat. So, it's got to be that one. How do we keep, okay, yeah, how do we keep ourselves in high vibration? You can't. It's impossible in the physical world, in the material world. It's impossible. It's impossible to stay at a high vibrational frequency. To stay at that level of a high vibrational frequency means you can't have a body. I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but it's true because the body holds energetic imprints, right, as thought forms. And the only way to have a higher vibrational frequencies to get rid of all the lower vibrational frequencies. But the body itself is a lower vibrational frequency. So you can't get rid of your body, right? Hey Alex, I see you, just 1 second. So you want to be able to, really what you want to be able to do is move those lower vibrational frequencies down and out. You don't want to get out of them, because what happens if you try and get out of a lower vibrational frequency, you're bypassing the fact that it's there. You're basically saying, whatever, I'm going to skip over it. Problem is that it's still there. And then it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. It's called accumulation. And then you're going to have some big ass crisis or explosion. So really what you want to do is you want to manage your energy, because as a human being, it's impossible to live in those higher vibrational frequencies. Now you can dance into them, but again, that it's a matter of learning how to manage and balance your emotions. You can learn how to do that, absolutely, but there's no way to always stay in that higher vibrational frequency. Besides, if you did, like as a human, we came on to this planet as a soul to take on this human container so that we can evolve and we can have experiences. You can't have experiences if everything is the same frequency. So you have to have that contrast of that lower frequency in order to even recognize when you do have a higher frequency. Otherwise, your life would be boring as shit. All right, Alex. My partner and I have a few small business ideas that are a bit progressive, cool, and we're wondering if you could feel our potential future business will succeed. So, yes, what they're saying is you need to have a lot of customer feedback because it's so progressive and you're in uncertainty. It's almost like you have an idea, you have a skeleton, all those things, right? But because it's progressive, it's not really, it's more experimental at this point than it is not validated, but solidified. So what they're saying is you can be successful, but you have to have that feedback from your customers so that you can tweak and finesse as you go along. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Jules, I have to watch your Friday meditation videos after they're live. My spouse and I have been going to yoga that day. Awesome. That's good quality time you're spending with the hubs. Good for you. Yeah, I mean, I leave them up there so you can always watch them whenever you need to. So you're doing just fine. And thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. You can always watch them after if you don't catch them live. I highly suggest you watch them actually. This way you can start that communication between your higher soul and your incarnated soul. Woo! Call it, understand. Thanks, Terry. You're welcome. Alex, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Navigating this human experience is not an easy feat. Let me tell you. And sometimes we get smacked in the ass, right? But usually the reason why we're getting smacked in the ass is two reasons. One, we have not been managing our energy and our sensitivities to energy. We have not been doing a good job with that. And the other one is it's time to level up. And source, God, creator, and our team, the universe, they're like, all right, we got to level you up because you came here to learn a certain thing or you wanted to learn a certain thing and you're not. So we're going to cause some discomfort. We're going to cause pain. We're going to cause suffering. We're going to do all of these things. We're going to put this in line for you so that you make choices on how you're going to get yourself out of it or through it. Okay. Khalid, those Friday meditations were really good. It's 2 a.m. here in Cape Town, so I always get it in the morning. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And I can't wait to get myself to Cape Town. One day I'm going to get there. Woo! Jules, oh, my sister reached out to you. You told me in a super chat a while ago to hang in there and wait for her, and it worked. Thank you. Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. Matthew, it seems like our society's systems don't support us in being connected to energy sensitivity. Absolutely. You are so right. Like hey, Tulio, I see Tuilo. Oh, God, I'm so butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Yes, I see you. I'll be with you in just 1 second. Yes, you're right. And that's because we don't know how. We're not trained to, live our life through resonation, which is energy management. Like we're not taught to. Were you ever taught that as a kid? I was not. I had to learn it as an adult. And as I'm evolving, I keep learning new things, right? So you're absolutely right. Allie, any message for you? Those are done through super chats. So please feel free to any amount. There's no limitation, minimum, maximum, nothing like that. Okay, Tuilo. One more question, please. There's a man my family does not approve of. Should I also walk away? I don't know if I'm ready. You just answered your question. You're welcome. I don't know if I'm ready. That's your answer. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. If then I'm not really sure, it's a no. In that now moment until you know. So to me, when I feel into the situation, it feels like you still need, don't shoot the messenger. You still need family approval. You still need to be loved by your family, and you need their approval. You need them to see you in a really positive light. So if you were to do anything that wouldn't put you in that light, because you're dependent on that energy that you need from them, you're not going to, it feels like you're not going to really take many risks. You're going to be more apt to choose what they want for you until you learn your own energy system, and until you learn to trust that system and become empowered by it instead of victimized by it. So right now, Tuelio, I'm sorry to say, I just, I don't think you're going to continue this because it's so important for you to get your family approval. So until you learn how to become more emotionally independent, you're going to probably err on the side of doing what other people want instead of what you truly want, need, and what may be good for you. So, yeah, that's what, and that's what I feel. So, if you want to start breaking that pattern, you got to start doing things differently, right? Because that's energy transmutation, right? Once energy is created, it can't be destroyed. It can only be transmuted. Jules is saying, at least I feel that. Yeah. Uh, Jules, have a great time with the hubs and a great rest of your week. Thanks for stopping by. That sounds so weird to say. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah. All right, guys, I think I'm going to be closing up shop here. So come join me next Wednesday. And we're pretty much done. So I'm so glad you guys were here. Thank you for being here. Friday, we have the meditation at 5 p.m. California time. Come join us. And what is this? Oh, Sarah, you just sent me a payment on PayPal. Ah, shit. There was no heads up. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm gonna answer your question, Sarah, because you paid for it. I'm so sorry. I didn't. My phone's over here. All right. Will my dog come back to the US with me? Oh yeah. Yeah, but you're gonna have to go through bullshit. Mm. Yeah. Yes. Bottom line is yes. I don't think it's going to be an easy thing because, like, I mean, look, you're a vet, so at least you know you can get all the right testing and all that stuff. But there's going to be paperwork, like bureaucracy bullshit. That's what I feel like is going to be really annoying. But yes, ultimately, yes, yes, yes. It's okay that you were late to the party. It's okay. You had no idea. You had no idea, so don't worry about it. But I did not know about the heads up about the PayPal. So you got to let me know if you're going to pay me a different way, because I want to be able to honor, the energy, the financial energy that you expended. I want to be able to honor and give it back to you, in an intuitive way. So that's all. Tuilio is saying, oh my God. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're safe. I hope it's not like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. All right, guys, signing off again. I'm Jewish. This is how we do it. It usually takes a few thousand times. Allie. Okay, nobody send me anymore. Colin, you're great. Okay, Allie, I see you. What's your question? Did you send in a question, or it was just you wanted a general? Hold on, I think you wanted is there any message for me? I'll pull a card for you. That's how I'm going to do this message. Ha ha ha. Any message. Okay, let me pull a card for you. Oh my gosh. Guys, don't send me any more money. The next money that comes in, I'm taking it as a complete donation, and I am not going to do an exchange. So if you send me money, thank you in advance. I mean, I'm not going to say no, right? It's about receiving, right? Just because you receive something, you guys, does not mean you're a taker. Okay. Please be open to receiving. That's abundance. All right. Whether it's money or not. Even if someone just buys you a lunch or a coffee, that's abundance. Receive it, take it. You are not a taker because you receive. So many of us were raised that way. All right, here we go. Picked a card. Ooh, strength, Mamacita. Allie. You are stronger than you know. So, looks like there's some sort of, I feel like there might be a financial challenge that you're going through or a fear. Or if you're not going through it, it's like it's a decision. Almost something like, do I take this class or do I not take this class? Do I, do this or do I not do that because it's expensive and I'm just not sure it's going to pay off. So just like earlier, who was it? Roxanne was like, should I take the course or not now? I mean, it's a risk, but without risk, there's no reward, right? There's never a bad time to take a risk. And what seems like it might be bad at the beginning can have a really great outcome, right? So just know that if you choose to go for it, whatever this extra expense is or this financial whatever is, that you have the courage and strength because you're way stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. Because I feel like you've been through the ringer emotionally, like you've been through hell and back, right? And you've survived and you are going to survive. You just have to really understand you're stronger than you are giving yourself credit for. Okay. So if you do go through with whatever this financial challenge is, there could be a reward just for going against and betraying your fear. The universe will work like that. When you betray your pattern or your conditioning, you get rewarded. You just may not see the result right away. It could take some time, but that's okay. Doesn't matter, right? You're evolving and growing. So just know that whatever you're going through right now, again, it feels financial. Could I be wrong? Yeah. But it's you can be brave and strong and make the decision to go forward. And even if it sound or it feels or sounds or the result right now is that it was a bad decision, it doesn't mean ultimately it was a bad decision. All right, Allie, I hope that helps. You are a strong woman. All right, guys, I'm actually leaving right now. Oh, job opportunities. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So just go ahead and you're never going to get your certainty. You're not, just like Roxanne, right? But with big risk comes big reward, right? So betray the fear pattern that you guys have in yourself, right? All right. I'm actually ending this now because I got to go. All right, guys. Bye. See you next week or see you Friday. Woo. Bye.